This has been the best week. I have had the ultimate philodendron plant haul. I have scored a philodendron white wizard, a philodendron white princess, and a philodendron white knight, no less. It's just absolutely epic. This one here is my philodendron white knight. Look at those lovely, lovely burgundy stems, and the size of that leaf is to die for. This is my philodendron white wizard. Absolutely glorious. Look at those green stems. It's fabulous. And this one right here is my philodendron princess. How gorgeous is this beauty? And she is ginormous, looking absolutely fabulous. We are not going to talk about what the differences between these three plants are. That's a video for another time, and that will be a cracker. Today, I'm going to be moving all these babies into Leca, and I'm trialing a different method this time, and I would like you to stick around and see how they go, because I will put them in Leca and I will watch and wait and see what happens. Hopefully they don't die, and I will show you what happens in the end. Some of these babies are in soil. I need to take that soil off, and I will bring you down and we'll get started. Okay, philodendron white knight. Oh, that is good. There's not too much going on in the root department here. It was sold to me as a tip cutting, so that doesn't surprise me. Next one up is the white wizard. That's the white wizard there. She's living in a much bigger pot, much more established plant. Oh, yeah, I cracked the pot. I can be a bit rough. Out you come, baby, out you come. There we go. Roots are looking pretty good. My white princess has been sent to me in sphagnum moss, so not sure what is going on under here. The moss is actually not attached to the roots, so I reckon this was water propagating. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, maybe it was attached to a moss pole or something, but those are the roots of my white princess. I'll take all these outside, go and wash them off, and I'll come back and we will go to phase 2. I'm back from outside. My plants are all clean and washed, and I'll show you what those look like. That's my princess over there, and those are her roots. She does have some sphagnum moss still attached to those roots. This is my white wizard, and that's what her roots look like. So there is quite a lot of dirt embedded in with those roots. Last but not least, that is my white knight, and that's what those roots are doing. So what I'm going to do today is take off pretty much all the roots. I know this is radical, and I like to live on the edge. Of course, I take my really expensive plants and I try to do this thing. It has worked really well in a few other experiments I've done in the past, so I'm going to try it today and hope that that goes well. I'll bring you down and we'll get chopping. I've sterilized my shears with alcohol, so that should be all good, and I'm going to chop off as many of these as I can. That's what my plant eventually looks like. Clean up that leaf a little bit. Sterilize it again before I go to the next plant. Right, white wizard. Oh, this one just really going in there. That's what my white wizard now looks like. Sterilize again. That's my white princess. So I'm just going to get as much of that sphagnum moss rootage off as I can. That's my white princess. I'll just go and wash these again, and then we'll come back and repot. My plants are ready to go. The roots have been chopped off. That there is my white knight. That's what that looks like. That is my little white wizard. No roots. And that is my white princess. I'm going to put these plants directly into leca. Now, what's really important is that this leca has been soaking in my Clonex Clone solution. And this is the solution that I use to help my plants actually develop roots better. So it's been soaking in that solution for about, I think about 2 or 3 days actually. So it's well primed to receive my roots and have that root action going as soon as those plants hit that leca. I'll bring you down and we'll get potting. So I'll put a little bit of leca into my pot. So just about 1/3 up from the bottom. That's my white wizard plant there, and I'm just placing it right in the middle. That's right in the middle there, and I'm going to fill that up with leca. So just squeezing that pot gently, resettling the leca. That looks good. Of course, I've got my name tag there, and I'll just plonk that there so I know what that is. Next plant, 1/3 of the way with leca. Same thing, that goes right in the middle, and I'll fill that up with leca. Give that a little squeeze, settle the balls, and that there is my white knight. Put my little name tag on. I've got my big 14cm pot for my white princess because that one is a much larger plant. So I'll fill that up with leca 1/3 of the way. Grab my plant. That is my white princess. Plonk it there, right in the middle, and fill that pot up with leca. Just shake that a bit. All right, that settles that leca, and then I'll just make sure the pot is completely filled. Okay, that is my white princess, looking really lovely. I've got my white princess name tag there, and I'll plonk that in there. I've got my plants all potted up, and they are looking fabulous. That there is my white knight looking really regal in that pot. That is my white wizard living in the leca. And here we are, the royal white princess looking oh so majestic. Now we'll go to the next phase, and this is really important. I'm going to put my pots, my leca pots, into their reservoirs. This is the reservoir that I will put my white princess in. That goes in there. I've got 2 ceramic pots that don't have holes for my other plants. That will go in there, and that one will go in that one. This is my special sauce. My special sauce is comprised of Clonex Clone solution and Root Zone. Now, Root Zone is not yet commercially available, but you don't have to use Root Zone. You can just use a Clonex Clone solution only, or if you don't have Clonex Clone solution, you can use any solution that feeds your cutting and helps with rooting. So any product that you can use. If you don't know what to use, just walk into your local hydroponics shop and ask them the question, and I'm sure they will guide you as to what product would be best to use. So what I'll do is fill up my reservoirs just to the below the level of 1/3 of the pot, because that's where we've got the plant sitting at the 3rd level, and we don't want that nutrient solution being in contact with that stem. We want those roots to develop because of the nutrients and the moisture that they're getting from the leca around it. The next thing that I will do is put these 3 plants on a very bright spot. I've got a special propagation station. I'll put them in my propagation station. They'll be living on a heat mat. They're going to be lovely and humid, and they're going to have lots of light. And I will show you what they're doing until finally we will have some glorious beauties. Hello plant friends, it's been just under 2 months since I put my philodendrons into leca. Let's take a look and see how they're going. This is my philodendron white knight. Look at that gorgeous mama. Same 2 leaves still going, no new leaves on this one, but she's looking very, very healthy. Those leaves are still very firm. She's looking fantastic. Now, what is really special is if you take a look there, you can see a root over there. So something has been happening and this plant has rooted. I'm really, really excited. There's my wizard. That's my Philodendron white wizard there. Got a little bit of white leaf damage there. That is really to be expected, but the other leaves are doing so well. And if you take a look here, there's a little leaf that is on the way. She is doing fabulously. And look there. There's a root that we can see in there. I think that's really good. Now let's take a look at the big mama. This is my Philodendron white princess. Oh my goodness. This plant is just to die for. She's doing so well. This one here is a new leaf, people. This leaf did not exist the last time I showed this plant to you. And you've got that, you've got that. All the leaves are just looking fantastic. But what's even more special is take a look at those roots. There is some serious root action going on with this particular plant. This Philodendron definitely understood what it needed to do, and look at her go. And remember, I took the roots off these plants. There were very minimal roots or no roots at all, and all 3 of them are doing fantastically. So, you know, this is really something for people to think about. I've done a video where I took off the roots of a Philodendron golden tooth tiger. Take a look at the link above, that'll take you there. And in that video, I show that the plant that didn't have the roots actually did a bit better than the one that did. So guys, I think there's a lot to be said about taking the roots off. Now I'm going to bring you down and I'm going to show you what these plant roots look like. And again, I'm going to say it because I think it needs to be said. I generally would not be disturbing the plant. The only reason I'm doing this is for educational purposes, because I want to show you guys what the roots are doing. So when you do this at home, do not take your plant out just to take a sneak peek at the roots. That disturbs the plant. The plant is not happy, but I'm going to sacrifice my plants and do it just for you. Okay, let's go down. I'm going to start with the white wizard because it's the one I'm most excited about. So gently taking the leca out of that pot. Just going to put the leca in my cache pot. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. 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 Just, oh. I have no words to describe the roots on this plant. Just look at that. Wow. Just wow. I am totally and utterly speechless. This plant has completely exceeded my expectations and is just doing so well. Oh my gosh. I have completely lost my vocabulary. It's beautiful. I don't know why I'm surprised. But it's absolutely fantastic. I'm just gonna put that right back and let this plant go living its merry way. I'm not going to disturb it again. Not for a very long time. Not until it needs a repot or something. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna put that leca back and let this plant continue being happy, because it deserves to be happy, because it's a good plant. And that, my dear friends, is my Philodendron white princess. As regal as they come. She's just absolutely stunning. Next up is my Philodendron white knight. Okay, so same thing. All right, out she comes. Now that one has just got one teeny tiny root. Okay, these are the roots, not much has happened, but we've got that one root. We've got this one root here that the leca is attached to, and not much else going on. That's looking healthy. I'm going to put this one back and let it keep doing its thing, and I think it's going to be happy. So just take some of that leca out, position my plant, and in we go. Got my label there. That's my white knight back in its pot. And now, last but not least, is my Philodendron white wizard. That's my white wizard there. Tip that out and see what's going on. White wizard seems to have more going on than the white knight. Roots there, roots there. There's another. And of course, this is the one that's got that little leaf. There's a leaf coming over there. So I think this one's also quite happy. I'm just gonna put it back in its pot and let it go its merry way. And in you go. There she goes, happy. Back in her cash pot. So these are my philodendrons and they're all happy, they're alive. I think with my philodendrons, I really will be taking all the roots off. I think that's a better way to go, especially if the plant is still quite small. Tip cuttings, things like that. Just take the roots off and have the plant grow new roots and be happy in its new space. Go and see the video where I convert my Philodendron golden tooth tiger from soil to leca. With one plant I take the roots off and another plant I keep the roots on. Very interesting results. I'll see you there.